had never seen something like that. It blew my mind away. Immediately I was like, I want to do that.
What?
I want to be a cinematographer. That's the word I was using. All right. Sit here, feel, take. What? 13.
The story continues. We're at Dago High School. Phil is painting the difference of leadership styles.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Form 1, Dago was manze hapa nitachoma sana.
Drama! And then restore.
Then we restore. So one wase kupiga jail kwa kuruka fence and going and getting drunk and coming back to school was such a normal thing. Let me tell you, it was so normalized. We used to have official openings for those panya roots. I'm not kidding. Sayo ndiko Form 1. Kwanza kuna moja nilipele. So there was a pit latrine. And then at the back of the pit latrine, juni structure ya mabati imekatwa vipoa.
Yeah.
So you can go through it. And then through the pit latrine, because it's right next to the fence pia imekatwa. So we had an official opening where the school captain opened it. And I was the Form 1 mwenye alikuwa amebeba makasi. And then wameka roll of tissue. So unakata hivi, alafu school captain ndo anahepa wa kwanza, followed by, let me tell you, Dago, the population of Dago from Form 1 to Form 4 was like 700 pupils.
Wow.
On the weekends, ungepata half of the school is not there.
Wasi wameskive.
Wasi wameskive, man. Wasi wameruka wakaenda. So,
and of course the teachers know.
Yeah. So now what does that mean? So there's a lot of drugs because they're coming back, they're high. And weirdly enough, having grown up in the ghetto, like Dandora and whatever, the very first place I saw people injecting drugs into their system was in high school.
What?
Yes, in Form 1. Like, kuna siku nimeenda kuhandwa, nilikuwa tu kwa domi ya mafourth, kuna tu msamejidunga, akalala, akiamka, sijaiona macho ziko red hivyo. That was my first time seeing drugs on that level, like hard drugs. Bro,
it was for dungain.
Yes.
Maybe you're going to tell me weed,
so again,
liquor.
The whatever of Dago, it's the only provincial boarding school. So you're getting very rich kids coming to this school because the parents don't have another option. They don't take their kids to other counties.
Yeah.
And this is the only provincial boarding school in Nairobi. So they can afford to bring their kids there. It has very smart people, but you're bringing very smart people into a space where there's no structure. I think now I'm very clear, there's nothing as bad as taking very smart people to a space where there is no discipline or structure. That is what is eating our government. Because have you ever wondered with our government, when you meet these people one-on-one, they're very intelligent, very smart. Then they go into government, you're like, what happened? Where was there a pill of stupidity?
Take the blue pill or the red pill.
You know,
the stupid one.
Yeah. So you have these smart kids in an institution where discipline is not so much enforced. So like it was so bad. Kabete, is it Kabete police station? There's whatever for juveniles. Like ukienda huko hivyo, the number of names inscribed za Dago, like guys used to get arrested in school.
Wow.
And then guys will do anything to get high. So ile wizi ilikuwa huko. In a class tulikuwa tunaekewa hizi bulbs. Manze ulikuwa unaingia classes kwanza za Form 1s, Form 4s, manze bulb ni moja. So mko watoi 40, preps za usiku mko huddled around one bulb.
No way.
Yeah. Because anything that could be stolen
and sold
was stolen and sold. The school was so dark. We used to get mugged in school.
Okay, this is bad. I didn't think it was bad.
No, it was bad. So tukiwa Form 1, it was a rule, never walk alone. You'll get mugged.
In school?
In school. So lazima mtembe mkiwa wengi. So it was, and so they're not just bringing back drugs to school. They're bringing hose back to school.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
So buda, uko kwa dom, unaenda kuoga, unapitana na dema kitoka kwa shower uko. Buda, niko shule bado.
Wow.
It was crazy. But by the time now I was going into Form 2.
No, that was insane, bro. That's another level now.
No, Dago was then.
Yeah.
And it had been like that for a couple of years. We just happened to
meet the transition.
Yes, the transition. Dago was so bad, it had been banned from all girls' schools. By the time I was going into Form 1, we couldn't go to visit another girls' school for a function. Dago had been banned from holding any functions in our school.
So other schools knew.
Yes.
Dago ni kubaya.
Ni kubaya. Like it was bad. But by the time I was leaving Form 4, we were even hosting music festivals. Like that gentleman transition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, first of all, women, you shock.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think that level of it got that bad, which is to say there are some schools currently in the country that are at that level.
I'm the only one speaking out, but
yes.
Now you go to ulika na Abel hapa kuwapigia shule stories za shule.
And then remember I did missions, eh?
Yes.
I've traveled this whole country.
Schools are bad. Schools, especially boys' schools, high schools. Oof.
I've done, in fact, even Dago, the time I went to perform there. Yeah. But it definitely had changed.
Yeah.
So, but then now I want to speak about what leadership does. Because all that happens is a different individual takes.
Absolutely.
Rulership or
absolutely.
Leadership of the school.
Yes.
So what does this guy instill?
Right. So.
What is this change that happens?
I remember once nikiwa Form 1 on a Saturday night. Nilikuwa na hando hapo hivyo na sijui kama alikuwa Form 3 zamanini. Like literally the deputy principal alipita kama nimenyongwa nifukuliwa juu. Alafu manze anapita anauliza hao students, what's happening here? No mwalimu, what excuse did they give? A very flimsy excuse, and he walked off. I'm looking at him, bro, save me. Like save me. He walked off. Anyway, that deputy principal was transferred the next year, and a new deputy principal came in. His name was Mr. Mukwana.
If there's deputy principal, what about the principal? Ama the principal
No, ako kwa shule hata anaishi kwa shule. So now this principal, when I came in, I think he had come into the school like the year before. So he was pretty new. Okay. So he was still maybe struggling to change the culture. His name was Mr. Murengi. He really did well for that school. Then the deputy who came in, because at the end of Form 1, just before KCSE exams, there was a night it got so bad, like there were whatever's erupted in school. What are they called? Riots in school. They had to bring in GSUs who were firing live bullets in school because it got so bad. So shule ilifungwa. Your period yote ya KCSE, it's only Form 4s who are allowed in school. And in fact, I think walizifanyia nje, majority of them, you like day scholars, mnakuja mnafanya exam mnaenda. So at that point, there was a nationwide cry that this school needs to change.
Nationwide cry?
Yes. Remember, because they're firing live bullets. So what happened is, tulichukua hizo shells and we walked all the way to Nation. Tulienda hadi Nation Center in Tao. And we are showing guys, there were live bullets being fired at students in school. I think hata nilikuwa kwa hiyo gazeti. This is in 2001. So now it's on the front page of a national newspaper. So of course within the education circles, they're like, something has to change. So one of the changes they did is bring in a gentleman called Mr. Mukwana.
Was anybody killed or injured in that thing?
No, injured, yes.
Okay.
Killed, no.
Okay.
Yeah, thankfully. He came in now as we were getting into Form 2.
Okay.
This was a no-nonsense teacher, number one. Number two, at this period, in 2000, there were a lot of dorm fires that killed a lot of students in boarding schools. I think in 2000 we lost like 60-something kids in Changuli High School, if I'm not wrong. In 2000, we lost 4 prefects in, was it Nyeri High School or something? So when we got into 2001, there were raft measures that were put in place. Number one, caning was stopped in schools. Kabisa. So teachers couldn't beat up kids. And that's why the indiscipline even now just... Because tulikuwa tumezoea unapigwa. Now this gentleman comes into school, now informed to the new deputy, anasema ni sawa caning imetolewa, lakini hakuna pale imeandikwa hatuwezi pigana. Bro, in that school we used to have a gym for the rugby players. No one would do the weights this guy because he was proper physique, Mluya, and then he used to play basketball and rugby. He had come from changes, from Lenana. So he very muscular, very strong. So ulikuwa unaingia kwa ofisi yake na discipline kwa mimi siwezi kupiga, lakini bro, I want you to land your best fist on me. Nipige ngumi because the most you will do is 1.
Yes, after that it's over.
Bro, alikuwa anakupiga physical na anakutupa nje ya gate, enda home, kuja na mzazi. So very strict. Number 2, the other style he used that really now quietened us, the whole school population, is he got snitches. So,
ulikuwa
mall. But then I was a very boring guy. So one, I wasn't into drinking. Okay. I was a very boring student.
Actually, you didn't. Did you do the drugs?
No. For some reason, again, back to this word, exposure. Umenrudisha Dandora. So the example I grew up seeing of people drinking or smoking, I don't know, for some reason, sijui ni pombe ilikuwa inauzwa Dandora ama nini. Walevi tu unawapata wamelala kwa mtaro. Wame black out. So I never grew up with this rich uncle who lives in Karen who drinks this single blend Scotch whiskey. So I never saw good examples of drinkers. Yes. Or pasi. So mi kwangu nilikuwa naona msichana kunywa na mse mchafu. Na mtaro. You know, much later on in life is when I've seen, and you can do your whiskey and you're still a polite gentleman. So for me, drugs, drinking was a no-no. Kabisa. I was very clear. And then because I went to now this school in Parklands and I wanted the best, I became hyper-focused on achieving that. So I was always very serious with what I wanted to do. So because of that, I was a very boring. Ukiwa high school, you're not affording good liquor. The things those boys were drinking, very cheap liquors. Yep. Manze msana ingia ananuka. Nini zalo. Kuna kitu ilikuwa inaitwa pullers, if I'm not wrong. Some sachet drinks. So he installed moles and snitches among students. So before mlikuwa mnaruka fence, watukaa 50, mnaenda, mnalewa, mnarudi shule, mnaenda hadi rege. Ujama, the next day on Sunday asubuhi kwa assembly, anasema, these were boys that went out yesterday, mpaka meandikwa in alphabetical order. So it got to a point, you didn't trust anyone, because you didn't know who's a snitch. So that mob mentality, he was able to kill that mob mentality.
Okay.
I think it's one of the most brilliant things. Hiyo sasa ndio ilikuwa inaitwa divide and rule. Yes. Most brilliant thing ever.
Divide and conquer.
Because you're dealing with over 700 kids. So there's a lot of mob psychology. And that's the first thing he killed. And then now he started pushing this thing for excellence. Like now, I was playing rugby then. And so it got to a point now, we're doing so well. Playing rugby, we are traveling. Tunaenda mashule kalikali, tunaenda tournaments. Nikiwa kwa rugby team ndo tulienda Saints, Buddha, Black Rock Festival.
Black Rock ilikuwa kubwa.
Black Rock ilikuwa wasichana warembo hivyo. Najua ni mababi sasa. Manze tumeenda Black Rock Festival. The high school kids are driving in Benzes. Si tuko hapo tunakaa machokoroko. What?
Exposure, bro.
Exposure. I'm like, what is this life? We went to Rift Valley Academy.
Wow.
We got so good in rugby, we were elevated to the first league, the Prescott, which is like, it only has 8 teams, 8 in the best in the country in that league. So amongst the team was RVA, so we'd go to Rift Valley Academy. Bro, that was the first time tuliona turf. Me, again, remember I was always tiny. So I was always a sub for Team A. So I used to play in Team B. So anytime tunaenda na Team A watacheza huko, si Team B tuende tucheze. Because I was always, it's the only thing I regretted. I never got to play in the first team. But I loved rugby so much. Bro, hiyo match tulilose juu, get excited. So, tumezoea kucheza kwa grao manze, kuna nyasi hapa ni mawe. So ukianguka umeumia. Now we are on proper turf. We got so excited tulikuwa tunasamba wazungu. You know, and manze, and then after that tunajichocha, of course, after playing you socializing. Kati ya madem. Bro, kuna dem hapo hivi, she had this, alikuwa kaa pointy, curly hair, nini. I'm vibing this chick, ananiambia she lives in Zimbabwe. In my head, I'm like, unaishi Zimbabwe, unakuja shule Kenya. We're over there playing rugby, kidogo tunasikia chopa imeland. Jimeka mkupik, sijui mtoi aende wapi. I'm like, huku ni wapi? Literally. Rift Valley Academy School is in Kijabe.
Yeah, it is.
New Shago. Yeah. But once you walk in,
different.
By the way, you think you're in US or something. It does not.
And it has a lot of people from US.
Yes.
At that time, especially.
At that point, yeah. It's the first time I was seeing an indoor basketball arena. So again, exposure. Me, I love that name.
But you guys were good in rugby, eh?
Yes.
Did you used to do that thing in Impala? Those are Impala.
Yeah. Fladdies. Yes. Yeah. By the way, that deputy principal, because he also loved rugby and basketball, and for some reason also our year, right from Form 1, the gentleman, I forget his name, Itansumbua, who was in charge of games, for some reason he saw a talent in our stream.
Because you're in Form 2?
Yeah, because this time we're in Form 2. So in Form 1, he saw a talent in our stream. Tulikuwa tunaenda all the classes, tukienda PE, tunachezeshwa tu rugby. There's something he saw in us. So by the time we were in Form 4, we were the best when it came to 7-a-side in Nairobi.
Wow.
Nairobi, we were 7-a-side, we were there. So, and then he had a master's in physical education. Like he really studied our bodies. So Dago, for some reason, we were small. So what he worked on us on was speed. So we were super fast. So 7-a-side, 15-a-side, tulikuwa yes top 8, but 7-a-side now. Tulikuwa tunashinda sana. So now, as students, we were like, okay, so this discipline thing is paying off. Yeah, hii kukua mrui, kukua bad boy. Because now even functions zinaanza kukuja shule yetu. Now we are being allowed to go to girls' schools. This was something that had not been done before. So I think we just got comfortable with, by the way, being good and positive also has its perks.
Ulingia drama festival at this time?
Weirdly not, because I can't dance to save my life. And Dago used to shine with dances. But for some reason, I'd hang around when they were rehearsing. Also because I was in the fine art class, so I used to help do their backdrops, their drama backdrops. Dago's not big on plays. I was very clear I wanted to do plays. Yeah. So,
okay, let's enter this phase then. So at this time now, have you started saying, this is what I want to do with my life? Or umeanza kusema, hapo ndio naenda? You get?
Yeah, so...
And did you have a turning point?
Yes.
Okay.
So by the time I'm in Form 1, Form 2... Now, of course, at this point, you're thinking, what do I want to do with my life? But I am very clear, it will be something to do with arts. Sorry.
It
will be something to do with arts. Then I remember in Form 2, time ya enter tuliletewa movie fulani. It's a very cheesy film. It's called Naked Weapon. Like, it's not even a critically good film. It's about girls who are trained to become assassins. And they had very amazing fight sequences. So one of the sequences is, you guys are fighting, and then the chick is in the air with a flying kick, and then the image will rotate 360 degrees. I had never seen something like that. It blew my mind away. Immediately I was like, I want to do that.
What?
I want to be a cinematographer. That's the word I was using. Later on, now I got to know how that shot is done. But at that point, I had never seen anything like that. Naked Weapon. One of the actors was Cynthia Rothrock, which is from Wasiwanamjua from old days. But at that point, I was clear. I'm doing film. That thing, what they've just done, I'm doing that thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for you, it was a turning. It's a life. Of course, I know there's probably things that led up to it.
Yeah.
You watching this, but that was now the defining moment for you.
Yes.
Wow. When you're going home, you're going back to Parklands.
Yes.
You know one thing that I've not heard your whole story.
Yeah.
I've not had this guy mention a friend. Ama ni mimi omai. Haja mention msee mmoja. Ana.
That is something I've struggled with a lot in life. And even right now, it's something now I'm very particular about, because I've never been good at, let me not say making, but keeping friends. If you ask me who my friends are, I'll probably mention two people, Abel and Judy. Like, who I'd say are my real close friends. I see Abel is someone I met in college.
Yeah.
I have no one from high school or primary school. In fact, one of the moments it really hit me hard, you've said some defining moments. So when I was in Form 2, this is 2002, August, my dad passed away.
Oh.
Yeah. And I remember that week, of course, that week before the funeral, everyone is in your house, the people coming to
Can I ask how he passed?
Ati?
Can I ask how he passed?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
He got what? Inaitwa nini? Kizungu itapotea. He got a stroke. Yes, so another interesting story there. So around that time, Nameless tukiwa shule, that second term, Nameless alikuwa amedrop this banger with Amani.
Ninanoki.
So sikuwa nimesikia fiti. So tumefunga shule, nimesema my goal ni kusikia ngoma vipoa. So I am at home. Your time ni radio. So you have to sit and listen to the radio the entire day to get that track.
Hakuna YouTube, bro.
Manze hakuna YouTube. Wezi search.
Hakuna Philly.com.
Manze.
TV.com.
So the moment Ninanoki starts playing, the phone rings. The phone was in my parents' bedroom. Ilikuwa hizi ma landline. I'm like, what? The 1 minute. The one time nimengoja hii song. Anyway, so I rush, I pick the phone, and I'm told, who am I speaking to? I introduce myself. They're like, are you the son to John? My dad's name was John Jenga. Yes. Now, your father has been taken ill. We've rushed him to Aga Khan Hospital. In the background, Ninanoki. Spend your wimbo hadi wa leo.
Wow.
By the way, waliniharibia hiyo song. Na vile ni song kali sana. What? Again, I'm so used to commuting by myself. So I just put down my phone. We were at home with my younger sister. I'm like, msikia dada ako Hosi. Mama kirudi, because mama wasn't there. Hiyo time hakuna mobile phones. Mama kirudi, I'm sure tumeambiwa dada ako Aga Khan. I went because I was also now feeling weak. Kwa magoti. So there was a lady who had a shop right where we used to live, opposite the road. So I just went, told her, nimembo dada ko Hosi. I know this is a lot to ask, but unaweza nipeleka. Because I'd never been to a big hospital at that point. And then, nishaambiwa ni serious. So we go to Aga Khan Hospital.
She takes you?
Yeah, she takes me.
Wow.
To Aga Khan Hospital. and we find him in the ICU. He never left the ICU.
Yeah.
This was on a Friday. He passed on Sunday early morning.
He was well before.
He was well, but he had always been, I don't want to say sickly, but pressure to your life. You have 5 kids. So he had always had issues with ulcers. That's what I remember. Ulcers. But this one, on this particular day, blood pressure actually shoot. It caused a stroke, and that's why he went, which informed why I'm very particular about fitness and me being very engaged with sports. Because in my head, I kept telling myself, if my dad was fit, if my dad ate right, he'd still be here. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm very particular about health. And saizi, this is the heaviest I've ever been.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting there. So working
last time I met you, unaniambia ulikuwa umetoka gym at 5 a.m.
Yes. Like I will still, even today, it's only that this interview was super early, so I didn't go to the gym today.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get back there now.
Because of your leg?
Yeah, because of the leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. That must have completely pulled the foundation from under you guys.
100%. At this point, my mom is not working. My dad is the sole breadwinner.
Okay.
And then he has been able to pull us out of Dandora, Metuleta Parklands. So at this point, we are all like, are we going back?
Bro, let's take a break. Ini a lot. Take a break. Tunarudi sahi.
Okay.